Hey guys, welcome back to Valareso Capital. On today's episode, we're just gonna go through a quick weekly watch list. We're gonna cover some of the names that I'm gonna be watching for the week of the 17th, January 2023. So if you wanna know what are the names that I'm gonna be watching, make sure to stick all the way to the end of this video. Just a quick heads up. Remember that this video is just for informational purposes only and is not financial advice. And also, now that you're here in the channel, remember to like and subscribe, and also share this information with some of your friends and other fellow traders. That way they can also use this information as an asset for their trading analysis and also their trading edge. So welcome back, guys. The names that we're gonna cover on today's video are gonna be the SPY, we're gonna cover the IWM, we're gonna cover DocuSign, Shopify, and also we're gonna cover Smartsheet. So we're gonna go through the levels, we're gonna go through the setup, and most importantly, we're gonna see at which levels are these setups are gonna be actionable for my system and for my edge. Remember that this is more kind of a generation ideas video. That way you can also add these names into your watch list if you consider that they are something that actually fit your style and personality. So let's just jump quickly into the chart. Let's make this one a quick and efficient video. So the first name that we're going to be watching is going to be the SPY. And I know this is not kind of the TML leading name. However, I think this is a pretty straightforward trade. So let's just cover the levels pretty quickly. And if you happen to see my weekend video, I'm gonna link that video in the description, and also it should be popping here in the video. But you can see all the analysis that we made in the market, and then you can also understand why most of these setups are gonna be to the bullish side. So first of all, the SPY. Let me just take out the alert that I have right here, so that way we can have a cleaner chart. So the first thing that I'm going to be watching, right, is just we have to understand that right now the SPY is starting to look a little bit extended, right? You can see that we have a pretty nice rally off from these December lows. We have a pretty nice rally, and now the rally is starting to come into a very important level of resistance, which is that 200 daily moving average. So what is the trade? Right, the trade is just waiting for a pullback. We're gonna be waiting for a pullback somewhere around this level right here, which is gonna be somewhere around 391.60. Basically, I'm gonna be waiting for a pullback at least to the 8 exponential moving average. Preferably, I'm gonna be waiting for a pullback all the way to that 50 daily moving average or that 21 exponential. And then the idea of this is just be able to buy that pullback, and then the target for that trade is basically gonna be holding all the way back to this 410 area, and of course taking profits along the way, most importantly somewhere around this 400 level. So that's gonna be the trade, pretty straightforward trade, just waiting for a pullback. Probably gonna be using this level of 388 as a level to manage risk, basically my stop loss, and then looking for a pretty strong move to the upside in the SPY. So that's gonna be the SPY, and the way that I'm gonna be looking to play that is going to be using the SPXL, which is going to be basically the leverage ETF in the SPY. This one moves somewhere around 5% per day, so just plan accordingly to that. And it's going to be the same thing, just waiting for that pullback to that 21 exponential moving average. The second name that I'm going to be watching is the IWM. And once again, pretty straightforward trade. If we take a look here, we have a squeeze that is firing to the upside. We also have a trend oscillator that is already flashing a buy signal because it's moving above this midline, which is somewhere around 50. So basically, this is telling us that there is a higher probability for a continuation to the upside in this name. And the setup is going to be exactly the same. Just notice that we are starting to run into a very important level of resistance, and the trade is just going to be basically waiting for a pullback into support somewhere around that 200 daily moving average. You can also see that we have the first standard deviation as support somewhere around that 200 daily moving average as well. So the trade is pretty simple, waiting for a pullback and then looking for that pullback as an opportunity to buy, and then looking for the first target, which is that Fibonacci extension measured from this high to this low right here, and that's coming at 191.07. So that's going to be the trade that I'm going to be watching in the IWM. The way that I'm going to be looking to execute this one is with the TNA, which is the leverage ETF, basically also waiting for that pullback and then looking for a move all the way to that target that we have above. And of course, the way that I usually manage risk with this one is I usually have a stop somewhere around the second standard deviation, somewhere below this level right here. So that's going to be the way that I'm going to be managing risk for that one. And then another name that I want to show you, this is one that we also mentioned on the last week weekly watch list. This is going to be DocuSign. And what I like about DocuSign is that we have a squeeze and we also have a trend oscillator that is trading already above 50. You can see that we are way above this pullback that we have at 51.11. So that one is looking pretty bullish in the trend oscillator. And of course, you can see that price here is starting to look pretty constructive. Most importantly, we are starting to trade above this DTL that we have right here. You can see that we have found support several times at that DTL. So what's going to be the trade? The trade is basically build the position as close to this level right here, which is the 0618 level, somewhere around 57.50. So basically build the position somewhere around here, and the first level as a target is going to be that 1272 extension, measure from this high all the way to this low right here. So that's going to be DocuSign. Then let's take a look at Shopify, and you can see that the setups are pretty similar. The setup that I'm going to show you in Smartsheet is also going to be pretty similar, but the thing is the same, right? Is the same thing. You can see that Shopify is already trading above this DTL, which is actually pretty constructive. And you can see right now that we have a squeeze. We have a trend oscillator that is above the 50 line, meaning that there is a higher probability for a continuation higher. However, just be aware that Shopify right now is right at that level of resistance, which is the 0618 retracement, measured from this high to this low right here. So basically the idea with Shopify is if we happen to see a little bit of a pullback into this 21 exponential moving average, that's going to be the opportunity to probably take Shopify all the way for a test of these highs right here. And then of course, levels to manage risk is going to be somewhere below these candles, right? This power candle that we have right here on Friday of last week. And then finally, let's take a look at Smartsheet. You can see that the setup is pretty similar, and basically we have the same thing, right? We have a squeeze, we have a trend oscillator that is above that 50 line. You can see that the optimal buy point was all the way down here. You can see that the trend oscillator went right into support. So that's something pretty cool about that indicator. You can see that we came all the way to that 30 daily moving average, and now we had a pretty strong move to the upside. So this is starting to look a little bit extended, especially since we are starting to test a little bit of these levels of resistance. So the trade is going to be the same thing, just waiting for a little bit of a pullback, perhaps into this 8 exponential moving average, basically into this breakout level of 40.80, and then taking Smartsheet all the way to that first extension, which is 45.16, and then perhaps we see a little bit more of strength, perhaps into that level of 50 into the upside. Let me just check the second extension, that way I can share another target with you. So yeah, first target is going to be that 1272 extension at 45.16. Second target is going to be somewhere around 48. That's going to be the second extension, and you can see that we also have the second standard deviation around that area. So that's going to be it for the video, guys. I just want to make it a super quick and easy video to follow. These are going to be some of the names that I'm going to be watching for this week. The two names that I have most of my focus on are going to be TNA, which is the leverage ETF for the IWM, and it's going to be SPXL, which is the leverage ETF for the SPY. So once again, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I will see you in future videos, and good luck this week. Bye bye.